from our left to right, and they're all white uniforms. Here's the kick. Kicks it about the middle of the field. Looks like 19, that's Cody Ferrante. He's going to run up the middle. He's got some room. He's got a couple of blockers, cuts to his left, breaks a couple of tackles, uses his speed. There he goes! Touchdown, Calaveras!
What a great way to start the homecoming game to get the crowd into it immediately.
What a play. The first time he touches the ball, he takes it to the house for 6 points. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Football with Coach Val. I'm your host, Gil Valtierra, the voice of Calaveras football. It's game day, baby. And in the studio with me is none other than head varsity football coach at Calaveras High School, Coach Manny Mossa. The Calaveras faithful are fired up, Coach. It's a big game. I'm fired up. If I were any more fired up, you'd have to call the fire department. I mean, I'm fired up. It's a 3-alarm fire up in the studio today.
Yep, game day, man.
Game day. Big one, 5-0 versus 5-0. Linden High School coming into Frank Meyer Field tonight to take on the Calaveras Redhawks for what will be pretty much the Motherlode League Championship. Winners guaranteed a piece of the Motherlode League Championship, at least. So big game tonight. We'll get more into it as we get going here. Coach, as always, we get started with the Calaveras Junior Red Hawk program and results from last week. And it was the last home game. And before that first game, that junior novice game, I had a chance, and a pretty rare chance, because normally on those home games, I'm doing the PA announcing. So I don't get a lot of time in between games to go down there and talk to some of the coaches. But in that first game, I had the opportunity to go talk with Coach Greg Mills, who's the head coach of the junior novice team. And let's listen in and see what Coach had to say. All right, so I'm with the head coach of the junior novice, junior Red Hawk football team, Coach Greg Mills. Coach, season started off this year in a tough loss against Argonaut, and since then you guys have pretty much run the table. What's changed? What do you think's been working to be able to turn around this season?
We've had guys get football. Like we had one returner, and we got 18 other guys now that are getting football, right?
So they're just starting to like pick up on it.
Starting to, yeah. I mean, with one returner and a bunch of new guys, we've really stepped up after that loss. That was an eye opener to the kids that they actually have to work on a football field. Today's going to be a real big test going against Houston, who just came off a tough loss to Argonaut 7-0. So we're going to have our work cut out for us today. It's a big game for us. So. Sure.
Now in that first game, your son, I mean, he was a major contributor. Who else now has you said you have guys stepping up. Who else is that switch has gone on the line? What are some of the other players that are now starting to catch up?
Well, we got a new quarterback out there, Carter Pettyjohn. He's stepped up for us, taking that role on. And then new center, we found a new center that came in, Jackson Pilati, who's doing a very great job. So them two stepping up, taking over for a couple guys that we were in between on. And then Nixon Adams at the Z and Grayson Gore at the F. We've had those key guys come in, and we're just looking to have a strong presence on the line today, right, to be able to move the ball. And our line, we've finally found a good mesh with the 6 guys up front, one being Mia Watson, who was a new addition week 3.
Very nice.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like we're clicking. We got a playbook, pretty good wild of plays to call. The guys are getting the holes, and we're just going to have to be better than those 11. Our 11's got to be better than those 11 today.
Gotcha. So we've been talking to head coach of the junior novice team, Junior Redhawks, going up against the Houston junior team probably in a little less than an hour here. So I wish you the best of luck, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it.
Let's go. All right, boys, let's go. Helmets on, let's go.
All right, you heard it, Coach. Coach Greg Mills, head coach of the junior novice team. He said it'd be a big test against Houston, and those young athletes passed with flying colors because they beat Houston 49-7. Don't have a lot of stats on that game, but they did win 49-7. Some comments around that game.
I tell you what, 49. I think that was a statement game right there, man.
There you go.
It's a statement. Letting everybody else know, along with Argonaut, that junior novice team's ready for the next shot. They're ready for that next game.
It's incredible how quickly things can turn around, right? We talked the last couple of weeks about getting hot at the right time, and they learned from that first week, And you know, a lot of teams could have just, you know, put their head in the sand and go, oh, maybe this year ain't for us. But they came back fighting.
That's the type of kids we have here at Calaveras, man. Or, you know, in this program, in this area.
Yeah,
a lot of tough kids, man.
I love it.
Tough kids.
Absolutely love it.
I'm impressed. You got the pregame interview right before he's ready to go.
Right?
I mean, I feel like we're on TV.
You got to know somebody. All right, so moving on to the novice game, coached by Coach Sam Arledge.
What a game.
What a game that was. It was so exciting if you were there. I mean, the crowd was into it. I mean, I was into it. Everybody was into it. It was a fantastic football game. Calaveras came out victorious 26-24. And it started off a little shaky. Calaveras started the game kicking off to Houston. It was one of those little squib kind of kicks, bounced right into a Houston receiver, and he took it to the house. And everybody's like, right off the bat, the first play of the game was a touchdown Houston. You're like, uh-oh. And but Calaveras calmed down, you know, did what they did. Offensively, they were led by starting linemen Leonard Powers, Dakota Howard, Landon Beatles, Charles Lee IV, Lucas Mellinger, and James Fox. Offensively, the stats, Jax Watson had 4 carries for 3 yards. Levi Lim, 2 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. Hayden Trillo, 8 carries for 20 yards. Jace Kamenzen, 12 carries, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 kick returns for 72 yards and a touchdown. What'd I tell you? That person, that message was specifically for somebody he knows who he is. What'd I tell you? Brent Fusen was 0 for 2 passing. Defensively, Levi Lim had 2 tackles. Rogerio Leon, 2 tackles. Leonard Powers, 6 tackles and a sack. Rylan Grijalva, 1 tackle. Jax Watson had a tackle and a tackle for loss. Jace Kamenzen, 7 tackles. Lucas Mellinger, 2 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Hayden Trillo, 2 tackles for a loss. James Fox, 1 tackle. Brent Fusen, 1 tackle. Charles Lee IV had a fumble recovery. And Landon Needles had a fumble recovery. Calaveras, once again, at the novice, remains undefeated, 26-24 over Houston. Probably going to have to see them again in the playoffs, right?
I mean, it did appear so.
Yeah.
It appears so. You know, I don't know. I think, you know, Jace Kamenzen is stepping up at the right time. You know, it is.
What'd I tell you?
But it's. I don't want to call it easy, right? It's easy to step up when nobody needs you to step up, right? When you're not expected to step up. But you know, they had a running back out. You know, little Sammy Arledge there, right? He's out, and Jace had to step up. The team needed him to step up, and he did. You know, and look, obviously the O-line, they had to have opened some holes. You know, you don't score 20-plus points without getting some holes opened up. There had to have been some good sweep blocking out there. I mean, it's a team effort, but we seen where the ball was going, the amount of touches, right? We seen that. So good for him, man.
Yeah.
Good for him. And then on the other side of the ball, too. 7 tackles?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
that's a game, man.
And some of them were huge. Some of them were like on 4th down plays where Houston was, you know, trying to win the game, and they got big stops, and it was such an exciting football game.
I mean, you know, we're next. We're warming up, and we had to take the kids to the baseball field. Usually we warm up in the end zone. I go, let's go to the baseball field. I can't pay attention. I'm not even worried about you guys. I want to watch this game. You know, man. Yeah, it was a really, really fun game. That little bit that I got to watch, man, what a fun game. Great for Calaveras, obviously, coming out with the win. I mean, like, I had a chance to talk to one of the coaches on the other side and just shake his hand. Like, that's just good football.
Right.
That's good football, and I think it's good for Calaveras because that's the type of football they should expect going into these playoffs.
Right.
So no one's gonna roll over.
Right.
So,
You're gonna have to battle.
Yep.
You're gonna get knocked down, get back up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great football at novice.
Yes.
You know, I mean, 8, 9-year-olds.
Hey,
that's awesome, dude.
teach them young.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the JV game. Before we go into the stats of the JV game, I wanted to send a big shout out and thank you. He's on your team, Coach. He's on the JV team, number 17, Braden Rowe, who's a big fan of Let's Talk Football, Coach Val, and I got to meet him in between games there. His dad runs one of the merch stands over there by the snack bar, and they gave me this. Look at this, Coach. This is pretty cool. It's a Junior Redhawks lanyard, and I'm going to use this. So big thank you to number 17, Braden Rowe. Keep listening to the show. We appreciate you. So thank you. And he's on the JV team. He's on your team, Coach.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Yes, he is.
Excellent.
Yeah, he's O-lineman. He wherever he's needed, he fills in. He's the next guy up. And at tackle, guard, does not matter. He'll step in and he'll do a great job. He did a couple weeks ago.
He looked like a big, strong kid, like he would play that type of position.
And he's getting bigger and he's getting faster as well. Like he's growing into himself right now. He works hard.
Yeah.
He really works hard.
Well, keep it up, Braden Rowe, and thank you. Keep listening to the show. We appreciate you. On those lines, talk about exciting football. The JV game at the end of 4 quarters, it was tied 0-0. Yeah. And I'll be honest, in all my years of football, one of the areas I'm not experiencing, Coach, is what is the overtime rules at JV football, the junior program? And I had no idea. Like, is it just finish as a tie? Do they have an overtime rule? What's going to happen here? I had no idea. Yeah. And apparently they did have an overtime, and Calaveras was victorious 8-0. Let's go over some of the stats there. Offensively, Dion Willingham, 10 carries, 26 yards, and a touchdown. Lucas Varney, 16 carries for 68 yards. Ethan Mossa, 11 carries, 39 yards, had a reception for 23 yards. That was one of the best catches I've seen all season. I mean, he had to go and get that thing. Greg Mills, the quarterback, was rolling to his left. He's a right-handed quarterback, rolling to his left away. Great fundamentals to see a young man like that because he's rolling away from his natural throwing arm. Turned his hips, set himself, 3 guys in his face about to sack him, still delivered the football, and then Ethan went and pretty much had to leave his feet and dive to go get this thing, and he did. What a great catch. It was so fun to watch. Gregory Mills, 2 carries, 2 yards. Nolan Mint, 1 carry, 1 yard. And then Greg Mills, 1 for 6 passing, that 23-yard reception. So great job there. Defensively, Ben Montgomery, 8 tackles. 8 tackles. Nice job, Ben. Gannon Lefebvre, 6 tackles, tackle for a loss, and a fumble recovery. Cooper Watson, 6 tackles. Nice job, Cooper. Ethan Mossa, 5 tackles, 2 of them solo. Nolan Mint, 4 tackles, 2 of them solo. Luca Varney, 4 tackles and a solo tackle. Levi Weldon, 2 tackles and a pass defended. Landon Nunes, 2 tackles. Dion Willingham, a tackle for a loss. Taylor Erickson, a tackle for a loss. And Tyler West and KJ Minoa with the tackle. Final score in overtime, Calaveras 8, Houston 0. Talk to me, Coach, about this game.
Oh, man. I've coached a lot of football and been a part of some pretty big football games. And, that was nerve-wracking. I think I got a few more gray hairs because of it. Look, help call the offense, right? And we cannot move the football, and but then defensively we were just as good as they were. And I don't know, man, it was such a mixed emotions, you know what I mean? And
well, it went back and forth. There were times where Calaveras, you guys went on a good drive and looked like, oh, they're going to score here. And then Houston stepped up and have a big stop on a 4th down or something, get a turnover on downs. And then on the other side, same thing. It looks like Houston's going to score here. And then Calaveras would step up and there'd be a big play. And they'd have to, be a turnover on down. So it was back and forth, pretty exciting.
A lot of penalties. We had 2 touchdowns called back.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties. So that's got to get cleaned up.
Yeah.
We had a lot of effort plays, I felt like defensively, a couple of times that we were out of position and they busted off some long runs. We had a couple of guys have touchdown saving tackles. Ethan Mossa and Nolan Mint. Nolan Mint had a long one.
That's true.
And right at the end of the game.
Yeah.
We had touchdown saving tackle at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, Nolan Mint got an angle, and I thought, oh, that kid's gone for a touchdown, and he got stopped. Yeah. And that ends up saving a W right there.
Because we ended up stopping them in 4 plays and getting the ball back before the end of the game, that's a huge effort play.
Yeah.
Huge effort play. So, linebackers, I thought, played very well. Coach Rob Mossa had those kids in the right spot. No question. They were in the right spot. Yeah, defensively, we continue to get better defensively. Offensively, we got work to do. I
Right.
felt like offensively up front, we played slow. We were thinking more than, more than executing, more than firing off the football. We weren't moving guys off the football. So we got some work to do offensively, obviously. But at the end of the game, when it mattered, we kind of got back down to our basics and made it happen.
Yeah. What I liked about it and what I took from that game was just the effort plays that happened at crucial moments.
Yeah.
So it's like that tells me that the kid's head is in the game. They understand, like, oh, there's less than a minute left here. This is a long fourth down play. We need this, right? Or hey, this is, it has to happen now. And the effort that they were giving during those crucial moments was evident. You can see, like, they understood what was at stake.
Yeah.
And to see that in a younger player, I mean, shoot, man, I've had days where, high school kids don't even know we're on offense. It's like, get your head in the game. What the heck are you doing? So to see those young guys understand the importance of that moment really made it even more exciting.
Yeah. It's a wild game, man.
And you know what? Maybe you won't talk about it as much because he's your son, but I'm going to keep saying that was one hell of a catch.
So I'll say it, absolutely, it was a great catch. Obviously as a coach, right? Football coach, what I was, I don't want to say most happy, but I guess another thing I was happy with is he got up and he ran that ball straight to the official because he knew that we didn't have time.
Right.
So that's the part, that he's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows his stuff. So I was pretty proud of that.
The game IQ and understanding, like, hey, we got to go here. We're running out of time.
Get it to the official, let him spot it so we can go.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Great job, Ethan. All right, let's move on to the varsity game. Didn't get much stats on that game, but unfortunately, Houston was victorious over Calaveras on the varsity game, 26-6. So they'll regroup and get ready for AMA tomorrow on Saturday, the 25th. Is it? Yeah, 25th. Calaveras is on the road at Bret Hart for AMA for the Bret Hart Junior program. So you're looking at noon, 2, 4, 6 o'clock kickoffs for the last regular season game, right, Coach?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Can't believe we're here already.
Time goes by fast when you're having fun.
2 more high school games, 1 more youth, regular season, can't believe we're here. It's wild.
Well, we got lots of football still ahead of us. If you're not playing football on Thanksgiving, what's wrong? Something's going on. That's just un-American.
That's the goal, man. That is the goal.
All right, so hey, great job to the Junior Red Hawk program, and good luck on Saturday over at AMA at Bret Hart. Get out there and support those guys if you're not doing anything on Saturday. They're a good bunch. They're great players, and there'll be some exciting football games. It's well worth the entry fee. Moving on to the high school. The junior varsity Red Hawk team was in Modesto playing Big Valley, and they were victorious 28-0. So congratulations to Coach Tapia, Coach Pops, Quincy Dyson, Coach Dyson, all that whole JV crew to get those guys back on the winning side of things. And then, of course, the high school varsity Red Hawk football team was also at Big Valley, and they said, 28-0, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing and were victorious 28-0 over Big Valley. Some of the stats around that game, number 6, Cohen Curran, the quarterback, was 2 for 4, 36 yards passing. He had a touchdown pass and 1 interception. That 1 interception was to open the game. And I'll tell you what, Coach, I called the game on KVGC radio with my partner, Greg Stark, and we watched Cohen warming up. We're like, okay, well, hey, he's dressed out, right? He's no longer in street clothes, wearing a sling. He's dressed out. He's warming up. But we still don't know if he's going to play, right? Well, let's see what happens. And sure enough, he played. So that was exciting to see him back out there. Peyton Long, number 11, he was back at that receiver spot. He had a reception for 30 yards. Number 22, Ryan Clifton, he was had 1 catch for 6 yards receiving and a touchdown. That was the touchdown pass from Cohen Curran. That was a nice play, by the way. And then 3 for 5 yards rushing. Number 7, Enrique Hernandez, 16 carries, 156 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Cody Paulson, number 33, 13 carries, 71 yards rushing. And Devin Ellis, 1-for-1 rushing for a touchdown. Bam Bam, they call him. I think I ended up I was in the stands, in the visiting stands, calling the game,
Right.
and I think Devin's parents or family was sitting right in front of me because they all simultaneously turned around and looked at me when they heard me say "Bam Bam," and so they were all pretty fired up and excited about that. Some team stats in that game. Calaveras had 233 yards rushing. Big Valley had 110. Passing, Calaveras had 36 yards passing. Big Valley had 9. Turnovers, Calaveras had 1. That was the interception that started the game off. Big Valley had 1. Penalties-wise, Calaveras, 9 penalties for 85 yards. Big Valley, just 2 for 10 yards. These stats are courtesy of Guy Dossie from the Calaveras Enterprise and the CalaverasEnterprise.com. Thank you very much to Guy Dossie. If you're not subscribed to the Calaveras Enterprise and you live in Calaveras County, what's wrong with you?
Right.
Go get you a subscription. He does everything Calaveras sports and does a fantastic job. Coach, talk to me about the game against Big Valley.
Yeah, I think I had to have this talk with the players. 28-0. I felt like we should be happy with that. We should be happy with 28-0. Obviously, anytime you hold the other team to 0, you have to be happy with that.
Sure,
it's not the easiest thing to do. Had some different guys in there, sure. Would we want to score more than 28 points? Absolutely. But I felt like Big Valley Christian has played us well for 2 years now. They played us well last year, and they played us well this past game. Their plan, they got a good plan. Look, I thought they brought it. I really did. I thought they were trying to match the physicality, and it was a very tough football game. The ball was on the ground a lot. In terms of rushing the football,
Sure.
not a lot of throws. I don't know. I just thought it was a kind of just a knockdown, drag out football game. We continued to move the ball forward when we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot, obviously with penalties and things like that. But yeah, man, I'm happy with the group. I think it was a good game. It was a game like that. I felt like something maybe we needed going into Linden. Right? That's our roots. That's the type of football we want to play. And we did it. We won. Came out with a win. No injuries, and move on to the next week.
Yeah, I mean, I felt watching the game that the game was very physical. Big Valley came out and they were hitting with their pads and helmets, and the game was physical. Calaveras really didn't go on like all of a sudden we scored 21 points in one quarter. They scored one score in every quarter, so they were just kind of methodical, right?
Yep.
And it was one of those things where there was never really a knockout blow, but Calaveras just kept landing those body shots every single round. So by the time the fight was over, you clearly knew who was going to win, even though there wasn't the big knockout shot, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, it was a physical game. That's Calaveras' roots right there. Play with your shoulder pads and helmet. And you're right. I mean, you got a big game coming up. I heard a couple of the players' quotes in Guy Dossie's article in Calaveras Enterprise that they talked about. They were a little surprised at the physicality of Big Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think 15, 11, linebacker 15. I thought he's a good ball player.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't mind having one of those.
Yeah, he ran hard.
I thought he ran hard. I thought he played a very good linebacker. Just all around the board, man. I felt like they were prepared, which is, look, that's what, in the big scheme of things, your league, you that's what you want, right? You want that type of football. You want, week in and week out, you want every game to be like that,
right?
You know what I mean? It's so I don't know. Like I said, I know some of our players. I don't know if we thought. We're going to blow them out or something like that. They weren't happy. Okay, guys, we need to be happy with that win. That's a good win.
Right.
That's good football. We played good football. That's a good win. Clean up the penalties.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would say is, hey, we got to clean up those penalties.
Big Valley had size. They definitely, I mean, number 6 didn't really do a whole lot offensively at his tight end spot. But defensively, he definitely made an impact on the defensive side of the ball all season long. I haven't seen too many people step up and do solo tackles against 33 Cody Paulson, right? And not a lot. Usually, it takes more than one guy to bring him down. And number 6 was able to just do a solo tackle and bring him down. I was like, whoa, haven't seen that all season. So he did a great job. Offensively, I was kind of impressed with Lima being in that shotgun spot, and then they'd shift and bring over, say, from the left side, a tight end and receiver, and send him over to the right side, and then turning that right side into jumbo, and then pitching the ball to that back to the right side, and then that counter play that they came back off of that. I was like, that was a nice play design.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it wasn't a surprise. They've shown it before. We've seen it. We didn't a few times. We did not play that the way we should have played it.
Right.
So there's always a learning moments, right? There's plenty of them in a 28-0
absolutely
win. You know, I don't know. It's kind of funny. I'm sitting here looking. You know, I keep saying penalties. We got to clean up the penalties. You know, they had 2 penalties for 10 yards. Just because it's got Christian at the end of their school name doesn't mean they don't. You know what I mean?
Are you saying maybe they should be wearing red and have like an arrow on their helmet like the Kansas City Chiefs?
Dude, I mean, I can pull up a film and show you 10. Legit. It's crazy. I don't know. That's a little wild, but hey, whatever. You know, I'm more worried about us now.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be worried about that.
I think a couple of weeks ago they showed when Kansas City played. I think it was Detroit or something like that, and they're like, they had 0 penalties. Like, really?
Yeah, right.
0 an entire NFL game, and you had not one single penalty. Man, those guys are good.
Oh man, I didn't even think about it until I seen it on the paper here, man.
Yeah, there's not much there. Okay, so any last comments on that game? I mean, you did what you had to do, right? I mean, yeah. I went in there saying, man, you got to be careful. You better handle business. This is like the definition of a trap game. Very good, disciplined football team. After not having a game and after a big win over Somerville, you got to be careful there. And Calaveras, they did what they had to do. They came out of there with a W.
Yeah, no, I agree, 100%. Yeah, you know, came out with a W and healthy and ready. They're ready. Monday, they were fired up. They were ready. We got back to our normal routine, and yeah, man, yeah. See what happens this week.
Excellent. So I had an opportunity to talk a few of the players, and let's listen to what those guys had to say. So I'm with number 5 linebacker and fullback at the Calaveras Red Hawk varsity football team, Colton Ray. Colton, you made some great defensive plays this past Friday, especially on 4th down, and you know when there's a big play and your team needed you. Tell me, what goes through your mind at that moment, like right prior to the snap? What are you thinking? What goes through your head?
I was just reading my guards, and a couple plays before that, I started catching on what side they're running to, who they're giving the ball to. And on that first 4th down where I got that stop for the tackle for loss, I just read my guard pull, shot straight through the gap, and got a good tackle for loss.
Excellent. So, as you know, Calaveras last year lost pretty bad to Linden in last season. How do you feel about this year's team and then your chances against Linden this Friday?
I feel like we have a really good chance this year. I feel like we have a better group than we did last year. I feel like we're changing up our defense a little bit this game. So, yeah, I feel like we're more prepared. And, you know, last year it kind of sucked and blown out like that. Mm-hmm. We really want to beat them this year.
All right. And then tell me, what's been the mood of this team so far this week, given, like, you know, after coming off the win at Big Valley and then now, you know, Motherlode League Championship essentially on the line this Friday here on your home field. What's been the mood like? What's been the feeling around the team this week?
We've all been fired up, just ready to go. I mean, we've been working hard all week, all season. So we want this league championship bad. So, yeah.
All right. Well, excellent. So I'll be there Friday night calling the game on KVGC Radio. So absolute best of luck to you. Hope you guys kick some butt. That's been number 5, fullback and linebacker, Colton Ray. Colton, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we're with number 6, the starting quarterback for the varsity Calaveras Red Hawk football team, Cohen Curran. Cohen, you started last week against Big Valley after missing the Somerville game. How'd it feel to finally be back out there?
Oh, it felt great. I mean, during the Somerville game, That was a hard game to sit on the sidelines.
Right. It was a big game.
Yeah, it felt good to be back.
Okay, excellent. So, in the game that you started in Big Valley, that very first play obviously didn't start the way you probably planned it. It started with an interception. After that play ended, like, what was going through your mind? Like, what went through your head?
I mean, I threw that interception. I was like, man, not a great way to start when I come back, but I was just like, I mean, I got to go out there and just do the same things I always do, just run the offense, run the plays.
Right. After missing the Somerville game with the hurt shoulder and then Millennium essentially forfeits, you think that helped you as far as just having the extra time to get healthy and be ready to go against Big Valley?
Yeah, I mean, the Millennium game just gave us kind of another week to, like, rest and kind of have us all as a team get healthy coming up for this Linden game.
How's your health feeling now?
My health's feeling pretty good. Shoulder's feeling almost back to normal.
Okay. And tell me how you feel about, obviously now, this is a pretty big game coming this Friday on your home field. Both you and Linden, Calaveras and Linden are both 5-0 in league. So essentially the Motherlode League Championship on the line. How are you feeling about being able to play in this game?
I mean, I'm feeling really excited. I feel like it's going to be an intense and a hard dogfight all the way till the end. And I feel like this week in practice, we've been really, like, locked in, and it's been a pretty intense practice.
All right. Well, hey, I'll be there cheering you guys on. We've been talking to number 6, the starting quarterback for the Calaveras varsity Red Hawk football team, Cohen Curran. Wish you the best luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
All right, so we're with number 19, Devin Ellis. He's a slot Z back and a defensive back. They call him Bam Bam. First of all, congratulations on your touchdown against Big Valley. Initially, it was called back, but then you got a second chance to punch it in. Tell me, what were you thinking when they called that first try? Like, when you first got it, they called it back. What went through your mind?
It happened again. Every time.
Every time.
Every time I get in, they call it back.
You're like, no, not again.
Yeah.
But luckily, Coach Mossa called your number again when you got down in there close and you were able to get in there and get that touchdown.
I'm so happy.
Nice. I love it. So I think your parents or your family was sitting in front of me when I was broadcasting the game because they all looked at me when I said Bam Bam. Tell me about how you got that nickname.
It was originally my grandpa.
Okay.
He named me Bam Bam because when I had a cast on my leg, I would go around and hit everything.
And so ever since then, when you were little, they've just been calling you that. Did your family tell you that I had said that on their?
Yeah, they told me.
Okay, because after I said that too, they started yelling "Bam Bam" to you when you're out of the.
Yep.
So how do you feel about this game? Obviously, not since the Somerville game. Now this is a pretty big football game here. Linden's 5-0, 6-2, just like Calaveras. So essentially, Motherlode League Championship on the line here on your home field. Tell me about how you're feeling about your guys' chances on Friday.
Man, our chances are going to depend on how good we play.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working hard this whole season just for this moment, and I can't ask for a better play. We're home field, senior year.
Right.
I'm pretty sure we're all a little nervous because last year we took a...
Yeah, it didn't go too good. Tell me about, like, what's been the mood this week. So, knowing, like, okay, here's our, like, we can redeem ourselves here.
The mood, it's been honestly more locked in than normal. We've been very focused and trying to understand our positions a little more and make sure we make the right decisions in a split second.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, I'll be out there rooting you guys on, calling the game on the radio as always. Motherlode League Championship. We've been talking to number 19, Devin Bam Bam Ellis. So go out there and get him on Friday night. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
All right. With Calaveras High School varsity Red Hawk football team defensive coordinator, Coach Doug Clark. Coach, obviously, big game Friday night. Linden, Calaveras, both 5-0, fighting for the Motherlode League Championship. When you look at the matchup, the Calaveras defense has only given up 13 points in the 5 games, number 1 in the Motherlode League. Linden has put up the number 1 points, number 1 offense in the league. So number 1 offense, number 1 defense. What do you think about this matchup, and what does your defense need to continue doing in order to make sure they could get out of there with a W?
Continue to do hopefully what we've been doing all year, and that's staying disciplined, reading keys, doing your assignment, This is a team sport. Takes 11 guys out there on defense. So I don't need any heroes trying to do too much or do somebody else's job. Do your job, stay in position, and I hope we're going to be just fine.
Yeah. Now, obviously, last year when this matchup came up, we were at Linden. It didn't go Calaveras' way at all. What's been the mood about that dynamic, and as far as the way the mood for this team has been? This is obviously a different team this year. What's been the mood this week in practice with this squad going into this game?
Yeah, no, so far, good mood, good tempo. Today will be a big deciding point. Defensive day today. We need to be upbeat, on point, and get all the questions that we may have dialed down so we're ready to go Friday night.
Excellent. Well, I know it's a defensive day, big day. You got lots of work to do, so I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I do really appreciate it. That's Coach Doug Clark, defensive coordinator, Calaveras High School. Coach, best of luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, at this time, I want to take a moment to thank our KVGC quarter sponsors for the 2025 season for Calaveras Red Hawk football. That's MRM Stone, Harley Davidson of Sacramento, Treats General Store, and the Paver Company. Let's hear a word from them, and we'll be right back. Treats General Store in San Andreas, California is a proud sponsor of Calaveras football and the Let's Talk Football with Coach Val podcast. Treats General Store has everything you need from groceries, meat, liquors, and hardware. Treats General Store since 1852. Attention football fans and backyard dreamers. Game day is better when your home turf is just as impressive as the one on the field. The Paver Company is here to turn your yard into the ultimate outdoor paradise. Perfect for barbecues, watch parties, and relaxing evenings. Locally owned and family operated by the Biondi family, we bring championship level craftsmanship and a personal touch to every project. Make your yard the one everyone talks about. Visit thepavercompany.com or call 916-222-8844 to schedule your consultation. Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality with the Paver Company. Experience the exhilaration of the open road with a Harley-Davidson test ride booking. We understand the unique thrill that only a Harley can deliver. We are dedicated to providing our fellow riding enthusiasts with an unparalleled test ride experience. Whether you are a seasoned rider or just starting out, our diverse range of iconic motorcycles is waiting for you to take them for a spin. Book your test ride today and feel the unmatched power, style, and legacy that is Harley-Davidson. MRM Stone has over 1,000 natural stone selections, fabrication services, and delivery available. Stop on by 2173 Highway 12 in Valley Springs or go to mrmstone.com. Give us a ring at 209-763-5761. MRM Stone, your masonry and landscape stone supplier. All right, welcome back, everybody. Coach's next segment we call From Around the League, where we take a look at what happened this past week in the Motherlode League and what's going on tonight. Obviously, Big Valley lost to Calaveras 28-0. Tonight, Big Valley is scheduled to be at Somerville, so it doesn't get much easier for Big Valley. Big Valley at Somerville, that's scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Bret Hart lost to River Islands 40-30. And Bret Hart will now be on the road at Riverbank for a 7 p.m. kickoff. So Bret Hart at Riverbank. Linden beats Riverbank 42-0. And then, of course, tonight, Linden will be at Calaveras. That's scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. Millennium lost to Somerville by forfeit, and they're scheduled for River Islands to be at Millennium. But my understanding is Millennium is pretty much going to be forfeits for the rest of these games going into the rest of this regular season. Riverbank loses to Linden 42-0, as we mentioned earlier. Bret Hart at Riverbank. River Islands will be at Millennium. Well, they'll get a forfeit there. Somerville gets the W by forfeit over Millennium, and they'll play a host to Big Valley. And then, of course, Calaveras beats Big Valley, and they'll be at home against Linden. Any comments around those Motherlode League games, Coach?
Yeah, I heard that Bret Hart River Islands game was a good game.
Yeah.
You know? Heard. I haven't seen it, obviously, but 40-30, that's a lot of points.
It's a lot of
A lot
points.
of points scored right there, man.
They got their money's worth.
Yes, they did. Yeah, and Millennium, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're gonna try to continue on and play the last few games. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Yeah, I
Haven't really
mean,
gotten a straight answer.
yeah, I have a feeling if I'm going just off of history, when you look at 2 years ago,
Yeah.
they did the same thing. They struggled at the very end of the season, ended up forfeiting out like the last 3 or 4 games. Then the following year, which was last year, they did not field a team. Then they came back this year, played the first half, 3/4 of the season, and then now we're back to forfeiting the last few games. And then now, with that same pattern, they may not have a team next year, so we just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I guess only time will tell with that. As far as other games around the area, Amador beats Union Mine 51-18. My understanding is their quarterback is back. He was hurt, and 51 points on the board. Blankenheim is back clearly. He's a talented young quarterback. So Amador beats Union Mine 51-18. Tonight, Amador Buffaloes will be at home in Sutter Creek. El Dorado comes into town. That's scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. So El Dorado at Amador, 7:30 p.m. Argonaut beats Galt 49-14. Argonaut hits the road. They'll be at Bradshaw Christian. That's for scheduled for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Sonora beats Ripon 46-20, and Sonora will have a bye. They'll get a much-needed rest tonight, and then get ready for the last game of the season next week. Any comments around those games?
No, I mean, good for our neighbors. Amador and Argonaut both pulling out wins.
Yeah.
I think things are getting better. Guys are learning. Yeah, I would think players are getting better. Sonora beats Ripon. Ripon was one of few teams to beat Sonora last year, and so I think it's probably a good win for Sonora.
Yeah.
I imagine they got to feel pretty good about that.
Most definitely.
Sonora, not this week. Obviously, by next week, Ripon Christian. That's gonna be a good game. Ripon Christian's running through people right now.
They're putting points up.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. So, taking at the current Motherlode League standings, Calaveras 6-2, 5-0 in Motherlode League play. Linden 6-2, 5-0 in Mother League play. Those are your top 2 teams. Man, I can't wait for those 2 teams to play each other. Oh, wait a minute. They are playing each other tonight. So we're going to get into that. If you don't get there, man, when the next time I see you, Coach Val sees you, I'm gonna take off my white glove and slap you with it. Somerville 6-2, 4-1 overall. Big Valley 3-5, 3-2 in the Motherlode League. River Islands 2-6, 1-4 in league. Bret Hart 2-6, 1-4 in league. Riverbank 2-6, 1-4 in league. And of course, Millennium 0-8, 0-5 in league. Coach, any comments around those Motherlode League standings?
No, hopefully after tonight we're still at that number 1 spot.
Absolutely.
That's the plan,
I love it. All right, so hey, let's move on to what we call next level action. Delta College out of Stockton lost to Feather River. Say that 5 times fast. Lost to Feather River 45-13. They'll go back home to Stockton as Siskiyou comes in. So Siskiyou at Delta. That's Saturday, October 25th, scheduled for a 1 p.m. kickoff. Delta so far this year is 4-3 on the season. And after last year's 0-11, hey, that's a big turnaround. So good job to Delta College. Modesto Junior College beat Reedley 31-0. And now Modesto Junior College will head out on the road. They will be at Sac City Saturday the 25th, 1 p.m. kickoff. Modesto Junior College is 5-2 on the season thus far. Sierra College beats Santa Rosa 24-21. That had to have been a good football game right there. So Sierra College comes back home. American River will head across town and take on Sierra College. That's Saturday the 25th, 1 p.m. kickoff. Sierra College is 3-4 on the season thus far, so they'll try to get back to 500 against American River. UC Davis was on a bye week. Davis will be at Northern Colorado Saturday the 25th. That's scheduled for a 12 p.m. kickoff. And so far, UC Davis is 5-1 on the season. And Coach, I said it last week. You know my feeling about these northern, southern, eastern teams. So, and on this next one, I'll show you how I was correct. But I'm going to go out on a limb right here and tell you UC Davis beats Northern Colorado, even though it hasn't happened yet. Take UC Davis.
Okay.
All right, Sac State beat Northern Colorado 40-35. What I tell you, so now Sac State will be at home as Montana comes into play. So Montana at Sac State, that's scheduled for a Friday night at 7:30 p.m. So far Sac State is 4-3 on the season. I'll have to just look that one up because there's a bigger game in San Andreas that I care about more on that one. And then of course the University of California Golden Bears. They beat Bill Belichick and his girlfriend, the University of North Carolina, 21-18. Good football game. Coach, they're winning 21-18, and with less than 3 minutes left in the game, UNC has the football inside the 10-yard line of Cal, and they're going to try to win the game right at the end. They hand it to a back. He gets to the end zone, fumbles the football in the end zone. Cal recovers, touchback, run the clock out, remain victorious.
Oh, man.
That one's got to hurt.
How about that? How about that Monday morning meeting in Coach's office, dude?
Ouch. Ouch. I'm wondering if he pulled like a Tim McGraw on Friday Night Lights and had the duct tape in the ball and just hold on to the football. You like to fumble the ball, do you? All right, so congratulations to the Cal Bears on Bay Area night there, getting the victory at home over North Carolina, 21-18. Cal hits the road, and they'll be at Virginia Tech Friday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff. And so far on the year, Cal is 5-2 on the season.
Hey, if you're Cal, right, and you have to go to Virginia Tech, how would you not be fired up going to Virginia Tech, playing on a Friday night with that?
The Enter Sandman, right?
Oh man,
yeah,
man, one of the best entrances in college football.
I agree.
If not the best.
I agree. And that crowd, that crowd, the entrance,
the whole thing,
man,
the build up, right? The long walk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
cool.
I'm wondering if at some point they go, hey, wait a minute. We're not just getting fired. We're firing up our opponents. They're getting fired up.
Yeah. How do you not like it?
Right?
I mean, pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting game. So any comments on any of that next level action?
No, man. I mean, Delta, Feather River. I mean, they were doing pretty good. They're rolling. I don't know much about it. I don't know anything about Feather River actually, but hopefully they can get back on track this week. Yeah,
definitely. I thought maybe you were going to try to maybe defend Coach Belichick's girlfriend or something.
I was going to congratulate your Cal Golden Bears for.
Well, you could do that. It's okay.
Yeah.
It won't. I won't tell anybody in the state of Michigan that you did so.
Moving on.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about this week in practice. Coach, tell us how practice went. Tell us what the Calaveras faithful can expect when they're out there tonight, as far as what Linden runs offensively, defensively, their go-to guys, any injury updates, all of the above. How's it going? What's going on?
Well, practice went very well this week. Like I've said before, we have a mature group. They come to work. They pack their lunch and they come to work. So that's usually not a question us coaches really have. We know the guys are going to show up. They're going to put in 100% and prepare for Friday night's game. Linden's explosive offensively. They're good everywhere. And they're good on their O line. They're good at running back. They're good at H-back. They're good at receivers. They have multiple good receivers. Obviously, number one receiver, very good. He was good last year, so he's still good. So he's going to be a challenge, right? It's going to be a challenge to cover him and stay on top of him, and as soon as you look away, and then boom, there's number two. And number two is a great runner. He's very shifty. He can run inside the tackles. He can run outside the tackles. Their quarterback. The quarterback he can chuck the ball. If you give him space, he can run it as well. They got another receiver, 29, very good. They tight end, number 8's good. They bring in linemen, and they'll bring in 2 extra linemen with 7 total and run the football. They do a lot.
Right.
They do a lot offensively. So, we have to be prepared and smart. We have to think. We need to do all the little things right, along with make some plays.
Right.
That's really what it is. And defensively, look, I mean, they're playing well defensively. They flat kicked our ass last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their defense punched our offense in the mouth, and we could not recover. We could not hardly move the football. So this year it's a combination of what we've seen this year from their defense and what we've seen last year, and it's going to be a challenge to move the football.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. I think our guys are up for the challenge, but only time will tell.
Right.
We will see tonight. But yeah, man, they're a great football team. They're well coached. I know there was a lot of talk about their head coach from last year leaving. Look, they're just as good. They're just as good this year. There's no drop off in coaching. I thought their coaches to me, it looks like they're doing a fantastic job with that team and what they're doing. And they got a lot of stuff going on. Offense and defensively. So, it's not like they just get into a base defense and just sit in it.
Right.
They every week it looks like they're probably got a little something. Hey, here's the new thing for this week. You know what I mean? So good for them. I think they're doing a fantastic job over there. And yeah, man, we're just gonna have to score on them. We're gonna have to stop them.
Yeah, so before the season started, I had the opportunity for the Motherlode League preview episode to go interview Coach Adrian Ramos, the head coach at Linden, and I was impressed, and I really liked what I heard from him. And sometimes when you talk to somebody, it's almost not even so much like what they say or what you hear, but what you see around you in the environment and what's going on. And, he was having a workout going with the team and all that good stuff. And, he kept some of the coaches that were still on the staff from last year for some continuity there. So I was really impressed, and I felt like, okay, these guys, they're not looking to rebuild, they're looking to reload. And of course, Mark Miller, who's just an absolute legend at Linden High School. I coached with him myself back in the early 2000s, and he's still listed on the coaching staff. I know he's kind of more like in the background and more like it's sort of like when who was the old New York Giants coach, Bill Parcells, at the end of his career, he's just like, I'm here for consulting, right? I'm just going to let you know. Like they may look over at Coach Miller and he might give him the little nod here and there, right? Yeah. But Coach Miller, I mean, what a great guy. And there's some good coaches out there, and you could tell that Coach Ramos has got a lot of support. The community's behind this team. They're behind this staff, with Coach Miller, all that stuff. You mentioned number 1, DeAndre Smith, their wide receiver, 6'2", 200 pounds, fast as fast can be. Number 2, Andrew Juarez, their running back, 5'8", 170. When you see him in person, you go, that guy, and then you see him run the ball. And I think like Maurice Jones-Drew, right? Those little guys that are just fast and shifty and hard to bring down. Yeah. And so those guys can be tough to tackle.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, number 2 looks like he fits the bill. Like he doesn't seem very small to me. I think he's strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's strong. You can tell. He breaks tackles.
Yeah.
He does not go down with one guy.
Yeah. So I'm calling this, now that I'm the media guy, I'm calling this, I got to give everything a name, right? I got to market everything. So I'm calling this is Linden's 1-2 punch, number 1 and number 2. So if they could stop number 1 and number 2 and Coach Clark in that defense, they're going to have a high probability of getting a W out of there. So they're going to have to stop those 2 guys. When I look at the offense, right? And this is for all you out there going, should I go to the game tonight? I want you to consider this. Just in league play, in the 5 league games, Linden has 204 points scored. That's number 1 in the Motherlode League. Calaveras only has 13 points given up defensively in the 5 games in Motherlode League play. That's number 1 in the league defensively. So essentially, we've got the number 1 offense going against the number 1 defense. And if you're a football fan and you don't want to see number 1 versus number 1, again, I'm getting my white glove out and I'm going to give you a couple slaps across the face. What's wrong with you? It's going to be big. Number 1 offense against the number 1 defense. And that was during league play. If you look at overall for all 8 games, it mirrors the same thing. Defensively, Calaveras is stingy. Offensively, Linden is, seconds. I'll take seconds, please. Yeah, and they're trying to get more and more and more and more. So it's going to be a fantastic football game just from when you look at the numbers. You can't ask for a better, let's match up that guy versus that guy, and that's going to be a really good, entertaining game to watch. Defensively, what's Linden? Even front, odd front. What are we looking at there?
We're expecting it all.
Okay.
We've seen it. We've seen it all from them. We've seen both last year in our film, and we've seen both this year. So we got to be prepared for whatever we see. Look, I think a lot of times X's and O's, you gotta throw them out. Got to throw them out the window. And you need to be better than the dude across from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what I think this game's going to be about. We challenged the players this week. Win every single play. Win every single play, and collectively, hopefully, we have more wins than they do every single play. If that's the case, then we're going to be okay.
Right.
But if they have more wins than we do, then we're gonna have a rough day like we did last year. So,
right.
Look, man, last year was that was a tough pill to swallow. I felt like we were a pretty good football team going into that game, and man, they shut that down real quick. So this year, our guys should have a little bit of an attitude. They should be a little pissed off from last year. Especially if they played on our team from last year. They weren't shy about showing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, we got to be up for the task, up for the challenge. We got to be smart. We got to know where we're supposed to be. Both sides of the football, and then just go do it.
Right.
Just play football. Like they've been doing all year long. That's the other thing. It's a big game. There's no question. I think we all know it. I'd be full of shit if I said, it's just another game. It's not.
Right.
It's a big game, no question. And it's a good football team. Most of the times when you play good football teams, they're big games.
Right.
Right. And Linden's they're top of the chart. Good football team. And it is. It's a big game. And then you know what? We win, we lose. There's gonna be another big game. Right. But this is what it's all about.
Right.
That's what it's all about, man.
This is why you do it.
Exactly.
I don't work out all summer long and do all those sprints and do all this stuff for a scrimmage.
Yeah.
I do all that for that moment in the spotlight, for the big game, for okay, here we go, right? No kid ever in the history of childhood says, it's always the bases are loaded on Game 7 of the World Series.
Yeah.
It's always like the most crucial moment that they're dreaming about. They're not dreaming about some preseason game, right?
Right. And so it's funny you say that. And there's a lot of times, right? There's a lot of times that player in the bottom of the ninth inning or whatever, they don't want the bat in their hands.
Right.
You know what I mean? This group that we have, they all want it.
Right.
They all want a chance to make a play. They all want a chance to help the football team win. I think our defensive backs are really up for this challenge. They know it's going to be a good challenge, a big challenge, right? They're really good receivers. They like to throw the football. They're up for the task. Throw it at me.
Right.
Come on. I want the smoke. I want the challenge. And that's great for me. Like that's what I want.
Right.
Because it's going to happen.
Right.
I hope they're ready for it. I hope they want it because it's going to happen.
Well, I mean, that's what battles are about.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I'm going to punch. I'm going to get punched, but I'm going to keep going.
Yeah. Yep. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun tonight.
It's going to be a fantastic football game.
It's going to be loaded.
The crowd,
Oh, it's senior night, so you always have a few extra grandparents and things showing up for senior night, and then they're doing CJR night as well.
Oh yeah.
Also, that place is just gonna be loaded.
Let's just fill Frank Meyer Field up to the. I think I said it last year when I did that little football story about a big game, and I always think about I have that image of the cartoon stadium. And the people fill up until they start just overflowing over the top of the stadium, right? So that's what Frank Meyer Field is going to be like tonight.
Oh, man, a lot of alumni. I've gotten text messages. A lot of alumni coming back. A lot of former players coming back. So it's good. It's good to be playing at home. Yeah, man. It's just what else are we going to do on a Friday night, right?
I mean,
this is where we want to be.
It doesn't get better than this.
Exactly.
Remember Tanner Josie's?
Yep.
Tanner was texting me this week. Hey, big game this week, Coach. What's Calaveras ranked? Where were we at? He always texts me now for all the inside info now.
Yeah,
and he graduated several years ago.
Yeah, great player.
So great player. Man,
yeah,
it's just cool that they all kind of keep track of what's going on with Calaveras football still.
Hey man, we in practice, we in games with the family chant. That's been going on for a minute.
Yep,
right. Been
absolutely,
going on for a little while, and then it's true. It's true. And one big family around here.
You got that right. All right, any last comments around the game before we get into Coach Val's rant?
Nope. Ready to go.
Ready to go? I'm ready to go. Like I said, you better call the fire department because I'm fired up. Let's go. All right, Calaveras. This rant is pretty simple and straight to the point. If you don't understand what I'm about to say, then you may never will. It's all about stepping up to the plate, getting things done, working hard for your teammates, going full speed, getting to the ball carrier in a bad mood, blocking guys all the way through the whistle, get on them and stay on them. Not just tackling guys, but punishing guys. You work too damn hard to not give everything you have. Football is a physical game meant to be played with aggression. Get out there and knock the snot out of somebody. Not sure who to hit? Find a different colored jersey than yours and knock the snot out of him. Let there be no mistake. Tonight will be a battle. And in battles, you will knock guys down and will be knocked down yourself. But you always get back up and come back twice as hard. Keep battling all night long. And finally, always remember what Vince Lombardi said. I firmly believe that any man's finest hour, the greatest fulfillment of all that he holds dear, is that moment when he has worked his heart out in a good cause and lies exhausted on the field of battle, victorious. Calaveras Red Hawk football, Linden, Calaveras Motherlode League Championship, Frank Meyer Field, 7 p.m. Get there. Download that KVGC radio app, click on the Oldies button, and yours truly is going to bring you all the live play-by-play action. Calaveras football, let's go! All right, Coach. Like I said, call 911. I'm fired up.
Let's go.
Let's go get them. Hey, all you Calaveras faithful out there that listen every week, we appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Coach Mossa for coming in and doing with this. I know you're a very busy man, Coach. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Football with Coach Val. Share that with all your friends and followers. And there'll be a brand new episode every Friday during the football season. Until next time, we are out. From our left to right, and they're all white uniforms. Here's the kick. Kicks it about the middle of the field. Looks like 19, that's Cody Ferrante. He's going to run up the middle. He's got some room. He's got a couple of blockers, cuts to his left, breaks a couple of tackles, uses his speed. There he goes! Touchdown, Calaveras!
What a great way to start the homecoming game, to get the crowd into it immediately.
What a play. The first time he touches the ball, he takes it to the house for 6 points.